Expect things to move quick. All praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you, fellow brothers, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Shalom. Okay, expect things to move quick. Okay? Expect World War III, the mark of the beast, Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, famine, pestilence, civil war, wars, rumors of war, earthquakes, uproars of the people. All right, the days of sorrow, the days of mourning, the days of doom, the days of evil. Expect all these things, okay? Because these things are here. Okay, all the stuff that's going on, especially now that America finally went into Iran, it's not going to slow down. Things are not slowing down. We know that it's not fully it, meaning we're expecting, all right, the mark of the beast. Okay, we're expecting the mark of the beast to be pushed first. But what's going on is laying down the groundwork for all this to happen, because the people will not accept it if everything is normal. There has to be major chaos in the earth. There has to be people dying. Okay, there has to be major crime. Basically, there has to be trouble. Okay, and really, in all actuality, the Most High is doing this for his elect. This is a really quick lesson. Okay, just watching some videos as I'm about to go to bed, and I'm like, this is it. It's not slowing down. Okay, the Most High is speeding things up for the elect's sake. Okay. Let me get this. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. This has happened. This is happening still. All right, the internet is still up. YouTube is still up. The main vehicle in which the main vehicle in which this truth has been pushed was online through the YouTube. Okay, and the way technology is now, which they had this technology back then, but now you have the AI, which the AI can actually interpret your voice or change your voice into another language. Okay, this word has gone throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, the people in China have heard it. People in Japan have heard it. Well, people that come over, all right, foreigners that come to the United States, they see the prophets. The prophets are usually in your chief concourse where there's a lot of nations, a lot of traffic. The agora, the marketplace, downtown areas, very populated areas. For the most part, okay, for everybody to see. All nations. And then they'll go back to their country and they'll talk about it. And they'll watch. Don't get it twisted. These people are watching the videos. Right? And this gospel, this gospel, not Christianity. Christianity is a false religion. Okay. And Christianity doesn't have any answer for the actual things that are actually happening in the earth, and any answer for the things that are going to come. All they can say is Jesus is coming. Repent. I thought the law was done away with. Why would you need to repent from something if there is no law? So really, when you don't even have to do too much critique. When you analyze plantation Renaissance Christianity, that's what the elder apostles of Torah deemed it, which is the actual thing. Renaissance plantation Christianity. When you actually analyze it, not even under a microscope, it falls flat on its face. It doesn't make any sense. But you have a lot of our people that still hold on to that failing tradition, because that's all it is. It's just a tradition that your grandparents and your mother showed you. And then shall the end come. So that's why we're seeing all this. Okay, that's why America went into Iran. Okay, is it about resources? Is it about gas? Is it about particular things? Yeah, it is, but it's prophetic. All right, they're supposed to go in those regions. They're supposed to fight. Okay, man's goings are of the Lord. How then can a man understand his way? Because on paper it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are they doing this? And you have a lot of people that try to answer that question. And the only way you can actually answer that question is you have to know that this was all preordained by the Heavenly Father. Now, you have certain individuals, certain scholars and pundits and, people's, wise people of this earth that try to break down, oh, this is Bible prophecy and did the war Armageddon, and that's about as far as it goes. Okay. Neither are they expecting Yahweh Shai to come back. And if they say that, Jesus is coming back, they don't understand what that actually means. Okay, we understand what that actually means. Great salvation and great destruction. And not only does, because the word on the street is America's going to lose this war in Iran, which that is true. But these analysts and these people that say that, they say it in a fashion like, another nation is going to come up in power. No, you're all going down. All you nations are going down. And this is not the word that they want to hear. Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened. Let's look at this word shorten. These days that we're in, kolobo. It just means to shorten, to mutilate, basically to cut. Look at this word mutilate. Inflict a severe or disfiguring injury. Okay, so it just basically means to cut, like you're cutting something short. Right? Maybe you have a meeting, the meeting's supposed to go an hour, but you wrapped it up in 30 minutes. You cut it short. There's nothing else to talk about. So that's why things are accelerating for the MOTB to come. Once they start pushing MOTB and they make it mandatory, that's it. And things are already moving quick. Things are going to even move even quicker. All right. And except those days should be shortened because all the food that we're eating is highly toxic. Okay. Everybody's sick. Everybody has problems. Okay. From the men, the women, and the children. The people's minds are completely zapped. Most Americans still don't know what the hell is going on. The only reason why they're going to go and start protesting very soon, okay, is because economically they're going to be shot. Okay, hyperinflation, as well as, okay, Slovakia, as well as these young men are going to start to get drafted. So you're going to have a lot of individuals that are going to be afraid to go to war. All right, because those Persians, even those Arabs, they've been prepared for this. And they're actually fighting for something. The Americans, they don't even know why they're fighting. Why are we fighting? We should not be over there. We should come home. Well, your American empire, the reason why you're able to enjoy your lattes, you're able to enjoy your quiet streets, which is not so much because there's none but they're crime riddled. But not every place in America is crime riddled. There's a lot of blue collar crime. There's a lot of PDF files going on that don't, if Esau would lock everybody up for their crimes, really he'll have to lock himself up because he commits the most crimes. He's molesting, he's murdering people, he's kidnapping people. He does some very sick things. There shall no flesh be saved. Right, because again, the food is all messed up. They're constantly spraying chemtrails. They're constantly poisoning the water. Okay, all your water is in either what's it called, faucet water, which is laden with chemicals, or it's in a plastic bottle. Okay, or even if you get it in a glass bottle, it's still, the water's still dead. Who knows where that water came from? Okay, your chicken. Where your chicken come from? You don't know. You just buy it in a package. Oh, that's good. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right, so these things are going to move quick. It's not going to slow down. Everything is going to accelerate, as we're seeing with this attack in Iran. And they were telling you that this is what we're going to do. And watch, just watch. It's pretty much a guarantee. They're going to keep kicking the can down the road, if that's the term. They're going to keep moving the goalposts as far as how long they're going to be in Iran, bombing Iran. Remember the war in Iraq, and then I remember the war in Iraq, right? And then all of a sudden they pivoted and then went into Afghanistan. I'm like, wait, hold on. And I'm like, what? Why did they do that? Okay, like all of a sudden they just went to, like, that doesn't make any sense. And then the excuse was nobody really even knew. Remember, they talked about weapons of mass destruction, and it came to find out that there was no weapon. So who's really the real criminal, the real demon of the earth? It's Esau. Again, it's not going to be long. Let me just read Job. Once they went into Iran, they're fully committed. I don't see this thing slowing down. This thing is not slowing down. And now you have other nations that are starting to join the war. Mind you, you already have another war with Ukraine and Russia. So how can this be sustained? Okay, America is funding Ukraine. Okay, one wrong move, and you have a direct war with Russia. Okay. The Strait of Hormuz in Iran is cut off. You're going to start to see economies bleed. You're going to start to see economies crash one by one. America's probably going to be the last economy to fall. And then you're going to start to see nations start to go digital. That's going to be the excuse. It's not slowing down. Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined. The number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So there's a certain time limit in which the wicked Esau, all right, has in, is in power to spew his madness. And then he gets his monkeys, his newscasters, his failed actors, like the Apostle Kabar says, a newscaster is nothing but a failed actor. Because the whole the how they even speak is an act. There's a particular way. This is John Kelly at the Fox 5 News and the latest story now. People don't speak like that. So there's a just watch them. They all speak the same. You have to speak a particular way. It's all demonic. It's all witchcraft. All right, they get their monkeys to mimic. They just give them a script, and they read the script. And they tell you it could be the most egregious thing. I just watched a video. They were talking about how when the strikes came, Israel struck a school and killing so many people, and they just spoke about it like it was normal. And it went on to the next topic, like, Israel struck a school, killed 128 school children, mainly girls, and then and then just speak about something else. So you Americans have been brainwashed and You've been accustomed, especially the Edomite has been accustomed to destroying other nations, and nothing happening to you. But we're in a time where you're falling too. The elites are crashing America. Remember, this is a new to the world, to the order. All right, and America has to fall. Now, the thing is, the elites believe that, they're in control. No, this is the fault of their world. They're done. Everything is coming out of what they do. That's the Most High. It's not Esau that's revealing these things. That's the Most High that's revealing these things. Okay? And as it says in Revelation 12, he knoweth that he has but a short time. So he's going to go all out. He's not going to stop. It's going to look retarded. It's not going to make sense. It's going to seem stupid. It's going to seem suicidal. But we're dealing with an individual that's not right in the head. We're dealing with a drunk man staggering in his own vomit. All right, we're dealing with the wicked that knows that his time is up. Job 18:5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out. Okay, and right now his light is in the earth, which his light is darkness. And he has pretty much the whole earth, in his spirit. The selfish, demonic, rude, evil, sodomite spirit. Proud. Okay? And these other nations, they're ready to take the small out. They're ready to take the American out, as biblical prophecy said that they will play a part in, starting with Russia. And the spark of his fire shall not shine. Yeah, because through this nuclear war, through this orchestration, all wars are bankers' wars, right? This orchestration of bringing everybody into a new agenda. Remember, World War I, World War II, that all was used to, establish the new economic order, the new power. And America's been holding on for that long, but now it's a new sheriff in town, essentially. But see, as all these nations get ready to fight each other, the Royal Rumble to see who's going to take control of the earth. But see, it's a different time because now there's nuclear missiles. You have more nation states with nuclear missiles, with hypersonic technology, with autonomous, submarines that can just, go very slow underwater. That's not detectable. It's like a fish, but it holds nuclear missiles. You have AI. You have all these nations developing robots. Okay, military grade robots to fight this next war. Okay. So this war is going in Iran. Yeah, okay, resources. Yeah, this, that, but ultimately, this is the Mosai set a trap. He set a snare. Okay, and there's nothing that Esau can do. His hand is being forced. Read this last verse. It says the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Okay, so this is his last. This is it for Esau, and you're getting ready to see a fearful, scared animal that's getting ready to die. That's running for his life. That's backed into a corner. It's going to lash out on the whole earth. Mainly you Israelites, because he understands that this is really a battle for the birthright. Okay, and he wants to keep his blessing. So I'm gonna close it there until next time. Shalom to the elect.